and we were a little bit more shot down a little bit, especially when there was actually a complaint. There was a complaint from one of our residents to the ROS trying to disqualify the entire PHRA. That, this whole thing is not legal and it shouldn't be existing, and whatever decisions were made should be null and void. So this was a big setback. But the whole thing turned out to be actually a blessing to us. When we actually met up with the officials, I think I had the pleasure to meet the officials with Mr. Yi, and their concerns were actually the membership. Are we keeping close records of all the memberships, and how many members do we have? Do we have a quorum and all those things? So it worked out to be our advantage, because I think right from day one, ever since we took over, the membership grew from about 160 to 190 to 270 people have all registered. So we have got almost two-thirds, well, I say 70%, 70% of the residents who have already registered as members and active. Okay, I think today also the drive was to make sure that you are active members. So they have to pay annual subscription. Okay, it's not monthly. You're only asking for $1 monthly. Plus you have email communications and all those things. Okay, so I think it was good. I think they came by the advisors very positively, and I think we took some of their guidelines. So we had to hold back a little bit some of the major decisions that we could go forward, because I think it's better to have a good local standard and to make sure that what we are doing is legal. Alright? We don't want to have another person coming to second and nullify what we have done and doing repeated job, because at the end of the day it's a waste of time. We all volunteers, it's our taman, it's our place, our home. We want to make sure that we have the best, right? So we want to get this and stand unanimous. We may not be able to please every single soul, okay? That I have to agree, correct or not? You look at the MCA agent today happening, they are never aligned. Look at Barisan Nasional, look at Pakatan. You cannot satisfy everyone, okay? But we will try our best to make sure that everyone is happy, okay? Like we always say, as long as the spirit is right. Okay, the next thing actually, some of the our intentions. The interesting thing that actually happened within the last 5 months is, I think we have also engaged with MPSJ. I think this is an important meeting, because the guardhouse issue and matters always remain to be a big taboo over there, or how we want to go ahead. To be honest with you, at this point of time, the guardhouse issue remains status quo. Okay, we have not really rocked anything yet. I just explained to you why we can do or why we shouldn't do. So it's at a standstill position. I had the pleasure to meet the YDP himself with my committee, and he has given us the assurance. All right, although the perimeter fencing is not on a legal manner, the guardhouse position is not legal yet, but he said, don't worry, we won't bring it down. Okay, we won't bring it down. Yeah, we are working on it. Okay, but they're not going to run it down or anything right now. Okay, but definitely we are going to take advice. We're going to take advice from MPSA and let them guide us, because end of the day, you and I only own the home. Okay, our little house is the only place that's ours, whereas the road and all those surrounding is not ours. So we'll let the officials take their stand of what to do and how do we want to move forward, and we will communicate this from them. Okay. Other than that, I think the maintenance part, I think I just mentioned just now. Okay, we are also getting in touch with them. We also need to get in touch with the land office to see what are the matters regarding the fencing and guardhouse. The other most important thing that actually took place within the last 5 months was our engagement with 5-star development. Alright, 5-star development, where, like I mentioned, we had to really work out the accounts. Okay, because this remained to be something very unsettled. A lot of residents not happy of amounts being paid, LODs being issued, and then they didn't receive. So we are still constantly working on these accounts, but I think to a certain extent we have managed to settle a majority of it. Okay, we have settled a majority of it. And there are still a little bit of disputes that's happening, and we are still clarifying with them. They have actually closed their accounts as of 31st October, and audited accounts have been recently shared with us. Okay, I'll share more interesting news with regards to accounts later. Outstanding payments. Okay, there are some of the residents who still have outstanding payments, and I think that some of them have taken the liberty to directly deal with FDSB. Some of them are going through us. We will definitely facilitate to resolve these issues. Okay, we want it to be the best end of the day to everyone. The other thing that's actually going on is, previously, if you already realize, our guardhouse, TNB, electrical supply, water supply, phone, all these were all under FDSB. Right now we are in the midst of transferring all those things, and I think we need to get a good phone at the guardhouse so that they can call you if you have visitors or any issues, or you can call them in case of any emergency. Right now the number that we have published is basically Chandran's, our security supervisor's handphone number. In case of emergency, he has promised us a 24-hour service. ROS matter I've already handled. Now, our membership, I think just now I briefly mentioned, we have currently about 274 members, out of which 217 are active. I think today we have more updates coming up, so these numbers may not be the most accurate. Good to hope that we have more members, more people registered. I would really like to have people probably giving their handphone numbers and email addresses. I think it's really, really vital for communication. Okay, handphone numbers. So sometimes if you have got any short reminders, we can send you an SMS. Or let's say you know, you want to have AGM meeting or something, one SMS will do. So it'll be more personalized. Okay, and email address. I think those of you who have been on our website, I think you have a lot to read for. All right, your $1 is worth. Yeah, can't finish reading. I think that's a job. There'll be so much to read. Okay, we really make it worthwhile for you, your $1. Better than the newspaper that you buy every day, you know. Right. But I think you as residents, or we as residents, will have to validate, alright, what's right, what's wrong, what's important. And sometimes I think some of it you may have to take it with a pinch of salt. Now sometimes, you see, the committee is put in a very difficult position when people keep asking and you don't reply, then it becomes that you're accepting. They say, oh, probably it's a problem acknowledged. You know, and if we have addressed it, then probably we need to clarify again. So when people keep asking, you've got to keep on replying, you know, and it's endless, and I tell you. The most difficult problem we have, or the disease that we have in our general public today, is people don't read. You know, we publish a lot of things. If you go online, like I said, there's so much things to read. You know, on gated and guarded community, and even a lot of individual residents have posted things besides the committee themselves, which are all information and really vital information for us as housewives to know what are our rights. You know, and if you have read and followed the chronology, then I think you probably have all your answers down there. Because we as residents, or why do we volunteer ourselves here, is also we are interested in the welfare of our place that we live in, right? So we have the same questions and the same queries just like what you do, and we want to answer this, right? So please, I encourage everyone to read and at least keep in touch. You don't have to do it every day, maybe once a week or something like that, so you know exactly what's happening in the Taman, what's happening in your house. And we have a lot of appreciations, especially from residents or children of parents who live here, even overseas. They wrote to us and complimented. They said, wow, at a touch of a button I can actually see what's happening to my parents and their home over there. That's how good our system is. So you see the how e-thing works rather than hard copy sometimes. Okay, so we need to have that. We need to move forward. We need to keep up with time. Now, in terms of payment, I think this is our bread and butter. For us to run this association and for us to run the security services effectively and well for all of us, I think it's important that payments are being done promptly. And I would actually really say that thank all of you that almost 280 people, right? 280 out of 391 houses are actually prompt paymasters here. Okay, congratulations to all of you. You should give yourself a clap now. Okay. From the point we took over, I think not even 30% paying. Alright? So almost